Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Wolfman Walsh here. Today we're going to be doing a review of the brand new for 2023, the Crkt Razel. Let's get into it. So on a previous video, I had mentioned that some of these new knives that come with fancy boxes, fancy packages, fancy pouches, all sorts of stickers, and just da-da-da-da-da-da. Crkt. It's a cardboard box. It's inside a plastic bag. It has just a general, like, hey, here's some things and stuff you can do that actually have nothing to do with this particular knife. It's just their general thing. So you know what? I think I spent $1 on the box, and maybe I think this was $79.99 plus tax, so I think with shipping and all that fun stuff, I think it came out to $86. I'll put on the screen here how much it actually was. I saw this in everyone's video, from Knife Center to Blade HQ to Smoky Mountain Knife Works, for their SHOT Show video new for 2023 from the Crkt booth. And as soon as I saw it, I said, I have to get it. I think it was the Knife Center video that I saw first that presented this knife. And like I said, as soon as I saw it, I told Enzo, I said, I'm getting it. Whichever site gets it first, I'm buying it. And it was actually Knife Center that had it first. So I did purchase it from the Knife Center. The funny thing was, they put up on their website, not in stock yet, don't know when it'll be shipped, but you can put a reserve on for it, and the reserve was $0. I was like, yeah, that's common sense, $0. I'll do that. So I put my $0 on there, and it wasn't 2 days later, it was like, your item is shipped. So instantly I got a little concerned that I was like, did I click on something wrong? So I went to Blade HQ and I went to Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and neither of them still had it in stock. I was like, I'm going to get something that I didn't want. I clicked, I did something wrong. It came 3 days later, and it was the correct knife that arrived. Oh my goodness. This big hunk of D2 steel is amazing. This handle material is interesting. I like it, and I'm a little concerned about wear and tear over time. But overall, for right now, it's pretty good. It says it's a resin filled handle. So like an epoxy resin over what looks to be micarta. Could be G10, but I think it's micarta. It doesn't actually say. I'll get some better close-up shots of this later for you all to see. But for what it is, just a giant hunk of cleaver D2, it is awesome. D2 on the blade. The razor portion of the Razel is super sharp. The chisel portion is not as sharp, but man, could it do some work. I did some overlay shots that you're probably seeing right now, but let's go in and do a full-on torture test of this new knife. All right. Full disclosure, I have already beat this thing pretty good, so it doesn't have the same factory edge that it came with, but I wanted to show you anyway. Yeah. Oh, that's on me. I wasn't holding it wrong. Just buttery. So that's the paper test for you. I've also got some cardboard here. I mean, can you all see that? I hope so. This is a hard, stiff edge. What? And I've already destroyed so many boxes at work. People think I'm a little crazy. I'm like, hey, we got all these boxes. I'm like, I'll do it. I'll take them out. So for cutting cardboard, cutting paper, this thing is fantastic. All right, so I brought this home. This is medical grade styrofoam. It's a pretty thick boy, and most people are like, but cleavers, they can't stab anything. Well, yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. You just have to know how to do it. So puncturing cardboard and medical grade styrofoam. Yeah, it can do that. Maybe we can see if we can do it flat with the chisel side. Yeah, chisel goes straight through as well. So as far as your stabbing ability, you know, I'll have to say it. It will kill.
It will kill. Jamie, it will kill. It'll kill.
So moving on to the next test. All right. Well, I'm sure you just noticed that the camera flipped around and I'm now on the other side. That's because I didn't want to be banging on this wood and it be jarring the camera and you getting the extra banging sound from that. So I have some chisels here. We're going to compare against the Razel. I have better chisels somewhere, but normal me, not being completely prepared for a video, I cannot find my actual old school carpentry chisels. So we're going to use these. These are just some basic chisels that I got at Lowe's. I do have these two small ball peen hammers that I use. And we're going to see. I've got several different types of wood we're going to use. I've got some non-treated compressed MDF. Very thin, very light. It's almost like balsa. I don't know what that is. I've got some fresh wood that I just cut down off of a tree out front. I've got some old wood, and then I've got a treated 2x4 or 1x6 that we're going to be banging away at too, just to see what does better overall. So I guess we'll do apples to apples. This is the biggest chisel that I have or could find. I swear, I've got so many crates of just random tools over here. I've got them somewhere. I just don't know where they are. So I'm going to start out with the little hammer and the biggest chisel I have. Like I said, this is not going to be great, but these are not finishing chisels at all. So just kind of skates, maybe more of an angle to get down to bite into it. Let me try the smaller one here. We'll see how that does. That does a little better, but as it should, because it is the finer edged of the bunch. So now, and I am totally 100% confident in banging away on this. This is a full thickness tang. This is made to be beat on. It's a chisel. So we're going to put chisel side down and go to town here. All right, I'm going to need some glasses because this is kicking up a lot of stuff. But overall, I mean, this made a royal mess, but it took a much better line, a much flatter line, and yeah. So even though, like I said, this is a new piece, I mean, this is hard. I just cut it down. I'll show you the tree if you'd like. What is today? Today is Tuesday. So I cut this down Sunday afternoon. So it is still a fresh piece of wood. So let's move on to the next piece. I guess we'll just switch right here. This will be the easiest. I don't know how this will do. I have never chiseled MDF or anything like that before, so I have no clue what this is going to do. So let's see. Yeah, not a good representation. So a little bit of bite, but overall not much doing there. Let's see here. Now, just basically denting whatever this wood is. Not really digging into that. Yeah, you can see it. It's just kind of beaten along the top. And for someone that's probably like, you've got it upside down. No, I don't. So, doesn't do well into flat compressed MDF board. Let's go check out the old wood. Like I said, this was new wood. Let's go check out the old wood and the treated lumber and see what it does there. Okay, we're out behind my house. As you can see, we've got the pile of old lumber there. I'm just gonna get you set up here on some bricks. All right, that looks pretty good. So again, hammers and chisels, and let's get an old dead piece of wood here. Whoops, nope. You know, there is such a thing as two dead. Kind of wish all these squirrels were too dead, but that's a different topic. All right, let's see what we got here. I don't even know. Are you guys, can you see that? Oh, you can. Look at there. All right, so let's see. Now, so that does its job very easily. Like I said, this is just old wood, old wet wood, because it's been raining quite a bit here. If you live anywhere around Knoxville, you got some snow the other day. If you live anywhere in Knoxville, you just got wet. All right, there's that. So now let's kind of flip it over here. And we've got the Razel, and this is just going to go whoop, straight in. So, yeah. Pretty much you could use this to start chopping a log if you wanted to. If you didn't have like a Zula 2 or something, this would work just fine. Now, you're not going to do any finishing work with this thing because it's not a fine tip chisel, but it will do the job overall. So, I like that. All right, let's get the 2x4. Okay. And see ya. All right, so can you see that? How about now? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Good.
These are basically blunt instruments, kind of like myself. They will get the job started, but it will not look fancy. So, treated wood, not too bad. Let's see. Let me go this way. Alright, let's put our knee into it here. Interesting. Alright, now someone smarter than me will have to explain why this is working better on this wood. Is it because I know where the grain is, I'm going with the grain? Is it because it's treated? It's interesting. It bit better and just went right in. And it's kind of acting like a chisel should. Interesting. Okay. Well, hey, this works really well on treated lumber. Does what it's supposed to. Cool. Well, there you go. So there's how it works on all different types of wood that I have currently. I'm not going to beat it against a brick. So, let's go back inside the garage and finish out this review. Alright, so to finish it off here, I just want to go over, again, some of the little details. D2 steel on the full tang blade. The resin-filled, I think it's micarta handles. It's resin-filled, so I'm wondering with that epoxy resin over time, if it's going to wear down with use, or if it's going to hold up. I've never had an epoxy resin handle before. I like the red accent liners, and yeah, you can see those. If I had one negative, it's kind of this case here, this sheath. Kydex sheath, it's actually a pretty stern pull. That's the best word I can come up with, is stern. You have to want to get it out of there. And, well, that causes an issue. It causes an issue when you are trying to get it out of your pocket, because even though the clip on this thing is pretty stiff, it comes out of the pocket instead of coming out of the sheath. So as you can see here, you can see that it's pretty rigid, and this is meant to go in your pocket. It's not meant to go on your belt. I have front pocket carried this and back pocket carried this, and each time when I go to pull it out of the sheath, it just comes out of the pocket. So maybe over time it'll loosen a little bit in here and be less bitey, or Enzo and I are just going to have to get together and make up some sort of leather sheath for this and do that. I like this. I like the use. I like what they were going for. It just doesn't work because it doesn't come out of the sheath easily enough. You don't want it coming out too easy, but it doesn't come out easily enough to where this stays in the pocket. And it doesn't matter whether I'm wearing slacks or jeans. As you see today, I'm wearing jeans. It just pops out. So that needs to be addressed. That's the only issue that I can see. But other than that, I love this thing. I'm glad I purchased it. It's more of a tool than it is an everyday carry, but it's a tool that, I mean, take on a camping trip or a hiking trip. Got a hiking trip, kind of a hiking trip planned for this weekend. May take it, because you never know. You might need to start a fire. You fall and you gotta live out in the woods for, until somebody gets you. I don't know. We know that only happens in the movies. So it's more of a tool. Like I said, more of a blunt instrument, but I'm glad it's now a part of my blunt instrument library. So, and again, CRKT, you're doing it right, because this probably would have been $100 if this had a slip and a sleeve and stickers and, a cooler and a blah, blah, blah. No, just a cardboard box. Save us some money, because when it comes down to it, I don't care about the pouch. I have 20-something pouches, and I don't use any of them. I use the knife. I use the tool. So, thanks for stopping by. I hope you've enjoyed this little review of the new CRKT Razel.